On the last episode of TQA Weekly for 2013, I talk about how to save your battery and bandwidth for your favorite iPhone. My name is Dave Smith, this is TQA Weekly. This is the last episode of TQA Weekly for 2013. I'm only bringing a new episode January 5th of 2014, and today's episode is all about saving the battery and bandwidth of your favorite iPhone. If ever you have any questions, comments, suggestions, and or stories, same as usual, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com. Go to my website, tqaweekly.com, and use the contact form. And now you can even leave comments for each specific episode if you prefer not to use Google+. And of course, for those who are brave enough to use Google+, you can always post down below. So today's episode is brought to you by ProXPN. ProXPN is a virtual private network that allows you to use the internet the way it should be, anonymously and without oversight. For 20% off your new account, go to proxpn.com/podcasts and use the coupon code TQAWEE. Just a note of fact, that is an absolute amazing gift to give somebody, the gift of privacy after a whole year of NSA and spying on everybody on the planet. Why not give the gift of privacy? That's actually worth more than anything else. So the holidays are a time for cheer, for family, and a time for testing our iPhone batteries and phone bills. We typically use our iPhones in a very particular way, and we're used to the way the battery works. We're used to charging it when we need to. We're used to using the internet we normally use the way we do. We even adjust our bills accordingly. And whenever possible, we connect to Wi-Fi hotspots around us so that we don't put up our bill. But during the holidays, it's a very particular challenge for these phones. Now, iPhones are not the only phones that will work with these kinds of ideas, but there are the ones that I know best, since I also have an iPhone. And one of the biggest complaints about iPhones, which is technically not just specifically iPhones, but it's all iPhones in general, is the battery. So how about we deal with the battery first? Most of us will not have an easy way of charging our iPhones or phones in general. So during the holidays, since we can't charge the battery, we need to do a few things to make it work longer, better. So first things first, something you should actually do in general is to reduce the backlight on your phone. Reducing the backlight of a phone means it doesn't have to emit as much energy to brighten the screen, and by lowering it already there, you will prolong the life of the battery. For those who believe that auto brightness will save your battery, that's not true. It requires a sensor to work correctly, so in other words, turn off auto brightness. My suggestion is go in the brightest situation you're normally in, adjust the backlight for that, and forget about the rest of the time. Since you're going to be in darker situations, the screen will just be brighter in those times. Also, turn off useless effects on your iPhones and phones in general. Basically, motion effects. Since most motion effects actually need to engage the sensor of the phone, by turning them off, we turn off the sensors and therefore save the battery. You may also want to turn off Bluetooth and stop being a Bluetool. In families, it is not a good idea to be wearing that Bluetooth earpiece in your ear because you just look stupid. To be honest, you just look stupid. Turn off the Bluetooth antenna and turn that thing off. It is useless in a public place, since you can already pick up your phone when you have to use it, and it also looks less stupid. And anyway, it's not any safer when you're driving, talking on Bluetooth, or having it in your phone. So just turn that completely off. By having Bluetooth off, that is one antenna less that's being powered. That means your battery will last longer. Turn off location services for all applications that don't technically require it. So that means anything but GPS. So turn off everything but GPS. You may consider turning off location services for compass calibration, diagnostics and usage, location-based iAds or ads depending on which phone you have, popular near me, setting time zones since the time zone is already set by the cell tower, traffic, Wi-Fi networking, which I know why, but useless. I just turn it off manually, and frequent location since that option, which I didn't even know was in iPhones. Basically tracks you the whole time, and it will bleed battery power out. Consider lowering the volume and avoid using the flash as a notification means and the vibration mode. All of these need more power to work, and the more strength or volume to add to them, the more they bleed out battery power. Turn off notifications for all non-essential applications and don't just prevent them from appearing on the home screen or lock screen, since applications that are not allowed to show up on the lock screen or app screen or home screen will still engage the actual backlight of your phone to tell you there's something going on. If you turn them completely off, they will not engage the screen, therefore they won't turn on the light needlessly, saving you power. And consider using the do not disturb feature for your iPhone or any other phone, and add all of your family and friends to your favorites list. Then allow the favorites list to actually call you and notify you of stuff. This prevents useless activation of the lock screen and the backlight, and only people you're interested in talking to during the holidays will get you on the phone. Also, one of the most bizarre things about the holidays is the fact that we also tend to bleed our bandwidth, our internet usage bandwidth. And by reducing everything that eats into the internet bandwidth, we also save battery by reducing how often we engage the cell data usage antenna. So let's deal with that. First, turn off cell phone data usage and use Wi-Fi instead. Not using a Wi-Fi, turn that antenna off and do the same for Bluetooth. By having all those antennas off for data when you're not using them, you're not bleeding any extra battery power and you're not actually eating into your bandwidth. Turn off cell data for all applications that do not require it. Anything such as basically anything but GPS does not need technically to have the internet usage turned on. Anyway, you can always turn them back on when you absolutely need to use them. Turn off auto upload services like Facebook. This is something that happened to me last year. I grabbed so many pictures that it basically just ate into my internet usage, which also killed the battery. So by turning off auto upload features like that in Facebook, you're not just saving your internet usage, you're saving the battery. Turn off auto fetch for your email. If you need to check your email, when you load the app, it will go and fetch your email for you anyway. It's not important during the holidays to be looking at your email every 5 minutes, and it's even less important to have your phone tell you that you're getting spam every 5 minutes. So turn off auto fetch because you absolutely do not need it. And for those of you that know that I'm doing this for iPhone and realize that many of these things do work for your other phones, if you have tips for Android, Windows, BlackBerry, etc., and you want me to post them up, go ahead, put them into an email at ask@tqaweekly.com, put them into the comments of this page if you are watching either on my website or on YouTube, on Vimeo or whatever, and I will collect them all up and I will put them in the show notes and the description on YouTube for other people to view. And the best gift that I can tell you that you should get people is the gift of privacy. So now more than ever, your online freedom and privacy are under threat. Governments and ISPs want to control what you can or cannot see while keeping a detailed record of everything you do. Plus, that free Wi-Fi at the coffee house or airport terminal is putting you seriously at risk because your passwords and sensitive data can be more intercepted more easily than you may actually think. And during the holidays, there are plenty of people in airports and coffee shops and other restaurants and whatever that offer these free Wi-Fi. If you don't believe me that it's dangerous to be using it, download Firesheep and load it up. You will be surprised at just how many people do not realize how dangerous these public Wi-Fi hotspots are. Consider getting ProXPN for you and your loved ones so that you can protect yourself and your loved ones from being the victim of these kinds of attacks. Plus, Using a service like ProXPN makes it that much harder for NSA and other agencies to spot you by forcing them to have to work harder, and by having more people forcing them to work harder, they will either have to spend more money or relax their politics on tracking everybody. ProXPN is a global virtual private network that allows you to use almost any internet connection. It creates a secure encrypted tunnel through which all your online data passes back and forth. Any online application can work with ProXPN, including your web browser, email, file sharing, and instant messaging programs. ProXPN keeps everything you do online hidden from prying eyes, disguising your physical location and giving you unfettered access to any website or online service no matter where you live or travel to. Complete online privacy with a 2048-bit encryption key and a 512-bit encryption tunnel that is secure. Works with OpenVPN or PPTP. Protect yourself against your ISP 6 strikes rule or similar. Bypass internet filtering, blocked websites, geographical restrictions for internet content and online video with worldwide servers available in the US, UK, Asia, and more. And ProXPN software works for Windows and Mac, offering advanced controls allowing you to select the programs and ports you want to anonymously route through ProXPN servers. Also works with iOS and Android. They also have brand new apps that works for that, allowing you to use your data plan or public corporate Wi-Fi with complete and total privacy on the go. No app required, even though for iOS and Android they now have apps and they have an amazing 24/7 customer support. All you need to do to give this to yourself and your loved ones and to help support the show is to go to proxpn.com/podcast for more information and to sign up. TQA Weekly watchers and listeners will also get a free 30-day risk-free trial. Remember to visit proxpn.com/podcast and sign up with the coupon code TQAWEE. ProXPN premium accounts are normally $9.95 a month or $74.95 for the entire year. We have a special offer because you're listening to this specific episode. Use the coupon code TQAWEE and you will receive 20% off the lifetime of your ProXPN account. Happy holidays, have a happy new year, and remember, my next episode is only January 5th, 2014. Goodbye. And thank you for watching, subscribing, and listening.